Unfortunately, in architecture, you are constantly criticized. This is definitely one of the major downsides to the major, and it can, as a result, affect your mental state. A lot of times, students and myself put so much work into producing the best project that we can brew up. And essentially, months, days, weeks, long nights, all this stuff just boils down to a 10-minute presentation followed by a 20-minute roast session. Simply put, it hurts. It actually hurts a lot. You sincerely put blood, sweat, and tears into this final project just to be completely ripped a new one. But I wanted to create this video to help you better understand and handle constructive criticism. Let's just get right into it. It's your girl Nat here. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name's Natalie and I hope to unravel the complex world of architecture and also being an architecture student. I currently hold a degree from Ohio State in architecture and I'm a current Master's of Architecture candidate at University of Pennsylvania. So needless to say, throughout these past 5 years now, my work has been constantly criticized. So throughout the years, I've become more and more comfortable with this criticism, and I just wanted to share some tips and tricks as to how I personally handle it, but also am able to push my projects further and better as a result. Be sure to like this video and tap that little sexy bell down there. It really helps me out a lot. And we also have Discord, Teespring, Patreon, all that good stuff, so do whatever you feel comfortable. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So as I mentioned in the intro, in the major, you will be criticized a lot. And also on this channel, I have pointed out how often you do in multiple videos. And this really is just the world of architecture and studying architecture and aspiring to be an architect. There's really no escaping it, and there's no major revolution you can instill in the field to stop this. But I hope that this video can kind of shift your mindset and attitude towards constructive criticism, because it really is a good thing. It can be challenging to handle, and I remember when I first got absolutely roasted, I was so confused and so hurt because I thought I did everything right and everything that my teacher told me. So when I stood up there very confidently, presented my project, and I got ripped, I was so confused and my pride was hurt too. Just to completely be shamed and kind of not laughed at, but like you're challenged in a jury in front of all of your peers too. And I think that is the most hurtful part about constructive criticism. And now looking back on it 5 years later, the projects that I got roasted on were absolute crap. And it's amazing that the review, like I didn't get roasted more. These reviews really push you outside of your comfort zone and encourage you to look at everything in a new light. So from now on, I just look at reviews like this. It's not personal, because it's not. Nobody is going to roast you because they don't like you. That's not it. They challenge you in how you think and how you start presenting and preparing and representing your projects, which is a point of growth for you as a student. And reacting to constructive criticism will really only hinder your growth. And I just hope that when you react negatively to constructive criticism, you don't throw in the towel and completely give up on the major, because it offers so much. So take a deep breath. It's okay, and let's just get right into the tips. Here is a short list of things that you can do to better personally handle constructive criticism. 1, be aware and recognize constructive criticism. So taking things personally is actually a fear response. This occurs when your person labels this situation as a threatening one. Now, when you are presenting in front of a jury, your ego and your project is really out there in the public eye. So it totally makes sense. And also, your initial reaction is a really hard one to control. Personally speaking, whenever I witness a review and the presenter, the student, fights back the jury and their knowledge, that's actually when the review even goes more south, because I think in a way you also don't want to insult the jury. You've only been an architecture student for 1 or 2 years. The jury has been practicing architecture for a whole range, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I had a lot of retired architects too on jury reviews too. And that's really when they start turning up the heat in there. So just be really respectful and cognizant of your initial reaction. Before you let your emotions completely spin out, just be aware that the jury is there to help you. They are there to make sure that you view your project in a whole new way. They force you to think about your project differently. 2, keep an open mind. Like the first point, you should ideally stay engaged for the entire review. And also be grateful that the jury is there to look at your project with a whole new set of eyes, and they're taking time out of their day to look at it. And whenever a juror expresses their concerns about a project or provides some form of criticism, be sure to thank them, because that is their personal knowledge that they shared with you. So just thank your jury. They provided a lot of insight and knowledge, personal knowledge, that it took years to accumulate themselves to put back on your project. And once again, just kind of shift your mind and mold your mind in a new way. Number 3, hear feedback differently. Hey guys, it is Future Nat here. I actually have no clue what happened to the footage here, but basically what I'm saying with hear feedback differently, I am just encouraging you guys that maybe all the negative comments that you view as a negative comment is in fact constructive criticism. Once again, just challenging what you initially thought about a project, nothing more. Number 4, write it down now and process later. So one thing I started doing my sophomore year of college is that whoever I picked like a studio partner, and we would write down the review in detail in each other's sketchbooks or notebooks. Sometimes when I present my project, I kind of black out a little bit. It just like, poof, like I don't even really know. I don't really like presenting projects in front of people, and I'm still working on that myself, but by giving it to another student to write down, first of all, they're going to write down everything that was said. Second of all, they'll make sure not to leave out details that you didn't want to hear nor process in the heat of the moment, and they'll write it down for you, which is great. So after you present, the review's over, you pin down, you take all your models and stuff back up to studio, take a break. You know, don't even really think about it. You probably pulled an all-nighter last night. You need to go shower. I don't know what you need to do, but go do it. Take a break, take a day off or 2, and just kind of de-stress. And then that is when I would go back to that journal, notebook, sketchbook, whatever, and read over this feedback. Keep that in mind for when you are adding stuff into your portfolio. See how you can better your projects. A reflection time really allows you to digest fully what was said in a review, and this just provides such a beautiful opportunity for growth in the major. Number 5, embrace it. Like I've mentioned so many times throughout the video, criticism provides a new point of view. The biggest takeaway here is that you can learn something completely new and see things in a new light. Overall, understand that constructive criticism is really important for this creative major and field, and I just hope you don't get discouraged. If you have a bad review, that's okay, but chances are you're gonna have a bigger growth opportunity here than if you had a really good one. Even if you don't study architecture, I feel like being able to embrace constructive criticism is such a great life skill to have. And once you let go of that emotional connection, that is when you are really going to start to thriving in the major. So let me know how you guys are doing in the comments down below. Once again, if you hit that sexy bell icon, like this video, Discord, Teespring, all that good stuff, that helps me out so much. I also just launched a website called unravelingarchitecture.com where I blog about architecture and also share my personal portfolio. And that is it for today's video. I have a bunch of other videos on my channel if you are debating on majoring in architecture, which you can check out. Yeah, but no stress either way, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you are watching this because you actually had a bad review recently, it's okay. Cheer up, it's all good. We've all been there. Until next time, love you guys.